Welcome back to A Minute with Alan. This episode is called Trains. Now, see if you can take a look at this. I'm sure there's a better way to do that, and someone will write me. But though that's just a part of my train collection, which I'm now disassembling. When I was young, I had a little train set Lionel and all my parents could afford. As I got older, I built one for my son, who was 6 or 7 at the time. He wasn't all that interested. I don't blame him that we have different interests. So I wound up playing with it. And then we moved out of that house and packed up the trains. And about 8 years ago, I said, gee, I wonder if trains, I had so much fun. My wife said, look, it's now or never. Why don't you do it? Why not now? And so we had a realtor look around. There's not the right room in this house to do this. And he looked at condos and things. We would have had to put in special doors. I got a condo association approval. And then he says, I found a house. I said, we don't need another house. He said, well, it's got a detached carriage house. The guy kept exotic cars in it, 40 by 40 with an upstairs. And we bought it, rented the house out for the past 8 years. My last tenant was my daughter and her family, who now have built their own house and are moving. And I had a great time. I had a professional set up the woodwork and the electrical work, and I did the scenery. And I planned it. And I had all these operating accessories and all of these trains and engines, all the stuff I couldn't afford as a kid. And of course, this old hobby is now run by modern means. It's run by computer and wireless and so forth. But I found after a while I wasn't as interested in running the trains as doing the scenery. And my son came to visit once from California, and he said to my wife, who did the scenery? And she said, well, your father did. And he said, come on, really, who did the scenery? She says, no, it was your father. And I found this delight. I'm not very artistic, but I found this delight in doing the scenery. So after 8 years now, the train set's going to come down. We're selling the rental house, and we'll put the trains in storage because my grandson, my son's son, who's around going on 2, we think that someday he might like these. At least we're going to give it time to see if he does, and I'm going to put them in storage. So you might think that taking these down is kind of sad, and after all this work invested, it's really not. It was a great experience. My wife was great in supporting me in doing it, and I got a lot out of it. I learned a lot. Like any railroad, I had train wrecks and disasters and derailments. I had fires, I had all kinds of things. But I also had a dog park, and I had a ball field, and I had a town, I had a lumber yard, I had coal and everything else. And so what I'm saying to you is the following. We all engage in hobbies that don't have to last our whole life. And we should be able to be diverse enough and have as many varied interests as we can so that we can move on to other things. And we don't have to cling to something just because we've had it. I feel the same way about my work. There are a lot of programs and courses and offerings I don't put on anymore. I don't miss them. I'm doing other things. You move forward. You don't try to preserve the past. Because if you try to do that, you won't be able to drag it with you. It'll weigh you down, and you have to let go to reach out. So I was working on the railroad, just not anymore.